Welcome to the final day of Rally Guanajuato, Mexico. If the previous 2 days are anything to go by, put down your remote control, as you don't want to miss a second as this nail-biting encounter reaches its conclusion. Coming up on day 3 in Mexico, Sébastien Ogier faces a showdown with Sébastien Loeb. Will his nerve hold long enough to knock the world champion into the Mexican dust? The all-new power stage offers up championship bonus points to the top 3 finishers. One man who will be after the winners 3 points is our featured driver Petter Solberg. Will follow his fight back after day 1 misery. The stages here in the Sierra Lobos Mountains will not be mastered. Just when you think you have their measure, they bite back and spit you out. If you're lucky, they'll let you live to fight another day. Front, Sébastien Loeb struck the first blow on day 2, snatching the lead from his young Citroën compadre, who slid and scrambled on the loose gravel of the morning stages as first car on the road. Loeb looked to open up that lead in the afternoon when disaster struck. A bolt in his gear selection mechanism failed and he was stuck on the start line. A true mark of a champion is to keep a cool head in crisis. Loeb made emergency repairs and started the stage 5 minutes late.
I couldn't change the gear anymore. We were blocked in 3rd gear. Impossible to take the start in this condition, so we had to work a lot on the car, and we took 5 minutes.
The resulting 50-second penalty handed the lead back to Ogier, but Loeb clawed his way back into contention and pulled that lead back to just 10.5 seconds as they went head-to-head in the Leon Super Special stage. Citroën have stated that Loeb and Ogier are free from team orders and can fight until the last metre of the last stage. The final day in Mexico will prove if they are true to their word. Ford's Mikko Hirvonen is clear of the chasing pack in 3rd and will be ready to pounce if either of Citroën's 2 Sebs fall victim to the fight for the lead. While teammate Jari-Matti Latvala back in 4th will rein in his natural flat-out instinct and see what happens ahead of him. Here is the overnight leaderboard going into the final day. Ogier's got the advantage, but will it be enough? The Fords are ready to scavenge on the spoils of the fight up ahead. It's all set to be a fascinating day. After day 1 misery, our featured driver Petter Solberg charged up to 5th position, but not without his own drama.
I came in there, I spun in the air. I came in too fast and I broke in the gear lever, you know? So I came around and spun. Oh. Aye. Big moment.
What can he hope for on day 3?
Basically, I had no strategy today. I'm just gonna go fast and just play around and hopefully do some faster stage times. That's the only thing I can aim for now. I have nothing to win except for if anybody have problems, and then after that I can't lose anything either.
The rally is based in Leon, the biggest city in the state of Guanajuato, which lies to the north of the nation's capital, Mexico City. Just the 3 stages to come on this final day, with a total competitive distance of 62 kilometers. It's an intriguing day in prospect, so let's get straight down to the start line of the opening stage. First up is the longest test of the day, the 29 kilometers of Guanajuatito, and rally leader Ogier is ready for the off. Ogier and co-driver Julien Ingracia head off into the Mexican wilderness to defend that 10.5 second advantage. This road has a hard clay base with a thin covering of gravel, so again Ogier will expect to suffer as the first car on the road as he powers through the water splash. Back on the start line in the second Citroën DS3, it's Sébastien Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena looking as calm as ever. So the Mexican battle resumes. Loeb quickly getting the power down as he eases himself into a flat-out rhythm. After the second split time, 6 kilometers into the stage, the world champion is already 1.7 seconds up on his teammate. Ogier knows he's under pressure. Despite the slippery conditions, the 27-year-old continues to attack. Oh, he slid wide! Big moment for Ogier, and there was an impact as he slid off the road. Look at this, he could be in trouble already. Yeah, he stopped the car. They're quickly out to assess the damage, and this could be a nightmare scenario. Let's take another look. It's actually quite an innocuous incident, just slightly too fast. They slide wide on the loose stuff and must have clipped something in the undergrowth. Whatever the cause, it's the end of Ogier's hopes of claiming a third career win and the end of Citroen's 1-2 finish. Well, the king is dead. Long live the king. One Citroen driving Sebastian is replaced by another out front. Loeb can't believe what's happening here as he passes his stricken teammate. You can see Ogier's broken front wheel there. Thankfully, Loeb makes it through the Guanajuatito test. And we can get straight down to the finish line now to have a word with the stunned Frenchman.
For sure, I was not happy to see him there. Because it's not so nice to have to push between teammates and for the team and everything, but for me it was my job to push. I'm fighting for my championship, so I had to push him.
It's not only Loeb who's set to benefit from Ogier's dramatic exit, it is of course terrific news for both Ford Abu Dhabi drivers. Nico Hirvonen knows he could now add a second-place finish in Mexico to his Sweden victory. And there are now 2 Works Fords in the podium places as Jari-Matti Latvala will also move up to third following Ogier's exit. The Flying Finn is still showing impressive pace. Jari claims his second fastest time of the weekend in the Coman-Hia test. Our feature driver, Petter Solberg, had already achieved his target of a top 5 spot after starting the second day down in 13th, and he too has gained another position.
6 right plus over long.
Interestingly, the Norwegian has opted to carry only 1 spare tyre on the final day, hoping to save weight and go for glory on the power stage. We'll keep an eye on his progress through there later.
Not bad, huh? Not bad. So, just driving very, very slow. I tell you, I don't have any wheel spin or nothing. I need to keep because I just 1 spare. So I just want to keep car light and ready for the last power stage, you know. That's why I'm driving very slow.
There will be no power stage for Sebastian Ogier, however, with that wheel ripped from his DS3. It's the end of the road for the devastated Frenchman.
It was not really went off. I went a bit wide at the end of a corner, and on the ditch there was some rocks or some things, and that broke my wheel. Until that, it was a very good rally. Compared to my road position, I was for sure the fastest, but it's like this. To score point, you have to cross the line, and it's not for me this time.
All changed then after the opening 2 stages of day 3. Everyone moves up a position, with Loeb now holding a commanding lead of more than 1 minute and 40 seconds ahead of Hirvonen and Latvala. Petter Solberg is now 4th ahead of Mads Osberg. Ogier may be out, but there are still bonus championship points to be fought for in the Guanajuato power stage. It's coming up after this break. Welcome back to Rally Mexico. We're about to head out to the Guanajuato power stage, where bonus points are on offer for the top 3 drivers. The power stage covers 8.2 kilometers of fast-flowing gravel road that descends through one of the valleys of the Sierra de Lobos. Joining me in the commentary booth is Julian Porter.
Next car is in, and another driver with multiple problems this weekend, Petter Solberg.
Yeah, well, the Norwegian is he really had, well, he's basically lost 7 minutes essentially, didn't he, with an engine problem on the first day. But I'll tell you what, it's been an admirable fight back since then, hasn't it?
Well, his slogan and his saying is this is my life, never give up. And he hasn't. And if he can take some points, we know he's taken one spare tyre today as a gamble to keep the car 3.1 seconds quicker.
Wow.
That's to the quickest time, which is Henning currently at that split. 3.1 seconds quicker. Petter is really after those 3 points.
He really is. He said earlier he was out for an all-out attack on this power stage. That's why he's left one spare tyre behind. It's a bit of a risk with so many punctures we've seen this weekend, but he knows that this power stage this year, it can add up to
39 points if you win all of them.
It's a win and a half if you can win. It's just an absolute bonus for these guys who've had a difficult weekend. Nice to ride on board with Petter and co-driver Chris Patterson. Obviously, it's nice to see Petter driving the car, not his co-driver Chris in that bizarre incident we saw in Sweden.
Yeah, that caught us out. The thing is with Petter, you've got to look back. Yesterday had even stranger problems. He's coming down to the jump now. Let's just see what he's like over the jump.
That was
a
big
long
air,
way.
that was big air. In a way, it doesn't look as spectacular from the onboard, but that was a very, very big jump. Petter is going for this power stage win.
This could be interesting. Yesterday had the bizarre problem with he snapped the gear lever whilst downshifting, and then when he got to a jump, he made a mistake because he went for the gear lever at the regular height, which wasn't there, and he spun leaving the jump.
Petter all over the road. He's looking really, really aggressive. Definitely the most aggressive run we've seen through so far. Absolutely bottoming out almost through the compression.
It's going to be an impressive stage.
Anyway, into the flying finish. This is going to be a great time.
42.5.
5.8 seconds quicker. Well, it's a Norwegian 1-2-3, and it's the 2003 world champion who's at the top of the pile. Osberg now second, 5.8 seconds down on Petter. Henning Solberg, the elder brother of Petter, 7 seconds down now, with Block now bumped out of the point scoring places on the power stage. That really was quite some run from Petter.
Yeah, well, the next man into the stage is, as we know, one of the fastest outright drivers on any given single stage, Jari-Matti Latvala.
You've got to assume then that the Ford boss, Malcolm Wilson, he will have asked his drivers not to risk it. It's difficult when there's extra points on offer. He was always saying at the start of the year, likes the idea of the power stage, but it's going to be difficult to rein in his drivers sometime, especially Jari-Matti Latvala. He really can be quite a passionate guy at times.
Well, that's it, because the power stage points are just for the drivers, not for the manufacturers. So even if Malcolm is wanting us to
split
back
time
off.
Coming up now. Let's see where Latvala stands compared to Petter. He's quicker. Wow,
0.1 though. This is game on now. Game on.
This is game on. Remember, this stage just over 8 kilometres long. Really not going to be much in it between the top guys, and Latvala really throwing down the gauntlet to Petter Solberg. 1/10 of a second up. Wow, this is brave driving from Latvala with a podium on offer here.
He's got to be even braver in the second part, because Petter was awesome in it.
Let's see how brave he is over the jump. Wow, another big one. It looked very controlled as well, didn't he?
Yeah, the car seemed to fly a lot better. Petter's was a little bit high at the rear end. You see another compression there. And Jari just working so hard. You got to spare a thought for the co-driver as well.
Yeah, well, Jari's had a couple of testing accidents so far this year, but so far on the rallies, he managed to keep it on the road. Few excursions.
Malcolm will let him have all the testing accidents he wants if he keeps producing this every weekend.
Absolutely. Well, he's edging very, very close. Here's the compression coming up. Yeah, another big bounce through there. Not quite as wild as Petter, but he's coming into the flying finish now. Remember, just 1/10 of a second down on Petter at that split time.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's slower. He's lost it. 4/10 down. Well, somewhere in that second half of the stage, look at Petter and Chris. They enjoyed that. They realised they were under pressure, but you've got a 4/10 of a second advantage.
It's cleaning. It's cleaning, you know, this is the thing with the turning order, you know.
Let's have a little look at the standings so far. Petter Solberg then, he's the leader, followed by Jari-Matti Latvala, 4/10 of a second down. Osberg now third. Henning Solberg has been bumped out of the top 3 now, so... Anyway, Mikko Hirvonen, we're looking at him now. As he did in 2010, he started the season with a win in Sweden. He's now the leading Ford driver in terms of wins. Oh, and there's Sebastian Loeb, our rally leader. He's on his way into the Guanajuato power stage.
It'll be interesting to see what approach he has.
We're back with Hirvonen now, though. We'll rejoin Loeb later.